follow us on our Instagram page, you'll see that our air conditioner went out, and we finally bit the bullet and bought one. This will be our first new air conditioner on the boat. It's pretty impressive. The ones we have on the boat are all 20 years old. I think they were all back from 04, 05, 06, something like that. So we had Mermaid Manufacturing air conditioning units. They were good. Come to find out that a few months ago that company just went and closed its doors overnight. So they're not an option anymore. So we went with kind of the big name brand company. I was able to get a pretty good price on a Dometic. Our old units are a 12,000 BTU unit, and this is 16,000, so it should be more efficient and more powerful. Pretty and shiny and new. So step one, of course, is to uninstall the old unit. Turn off all the thermostats, turn off all the power. So I've disconnected all my power wires. Once they're off at the breaker, pulled out the control box. This is our hoses right here that provide the cooling. So we'll disconnect those, and then we'll disconnect our vent, and then this whole thing will just out it goes. Whew. It's not light. So we almost never get to get underneath here like this, so we're going to take this time to clean the area real good before we put our new unit back in. So we're in the master bedroom. This is my vent from the AC. That AC we're replacing services the master and the littles. They're right on the other side here. And so the vent is right there for our room, and from their room it sucks in from both, and then it goes through here and comes up and feeds their room and our room. And this is where it's kind of weird they put the thermostat right here by this, but we're gonna put our new thermostat in right there, reuse the hole. And we had to really get into cleaning all the ductwork. It was pretty ugly, pretty disgusting from being who knows how many decades of just being used. So got it all cleaned up really good, looks nice. So now we're going to put the thermostat in, put all the ductwork back in, and then we'll drop our unit in just a minute here. What do you think, Mama? You like it?
Did you make sure it's level?
It's perfectly level. Okay, let's go get the unit and put it on the inside, then we can run our thermostat wire, then we can put our ducting back together.
Help with that at all?
I'm okay with that. So this one is backwards from my other unit. I couldn't find a unit that had this and this flip-flop where it would. So this is the intake, and you want this over here by the duct or by the return, so it sucks air in. So I'm going to put this direction and then just peel this around and to go back through the hole. The other option is I spin it around the other way and I put my air intake in the back. And I think that's less efficient because I've got the room to make the duct turn. So I'm just going to do that. Just reattaching our wire here. It's hidden behind the ductwork. I think I have more hip room in this closet for a toilet than I do in the front V-berth bathroom.
Yeah, you do. Hey, I wouldn't mind us moving the toilet there.
No new composting toilet back here, man? You like your own little outhouse.
Yeah.
Alright, so after a couple runs to a couple different stores, we found some ductwork that's going to work for us. So we'll use the duct tape for what it was actually designed for, which is ductwork. Alright, get this one in here. Use a hose clamp here to clamp this end on. And then next step is going to be to run our water hoses here and our drain hose and then our power. There's a tray underneath here. It's a drip tray. So this thing condenses, takes moisture out of the air, and you get condensation on the outside. And so it goes into this pan here. And I like the Dometic that, in fact, that it had a big pan and it's got drain plugs all over. So you pop these plugs out and then you stick this in. It's got a rubber grommet and a nut. And then we'll take a 1/2-inch hose and we'll run it down. The previous one went to the bilge. I'm going to see if I can't plumb this one to my shower sump to keep it from going into my bilge. And then if I do that with my other two, we'll have a dry bilge, which we haven't had since we owned the boat. So one of these is your water intake, and one of these is your water out. So marine AC, you suck water in out of the ocean, and you see the flow here. So that's the out. That means this one's the in. This comes from my water pump. So get that guy and slide it over. So I do 2 hose clamps because anywhere where water could theoretically sink your boat, you usually double it up. So your water intakes, AC system you should do too, because if one of these breaks, the other one should hopefully hold it. And you're supposed to put them in the opposite direction of each other. But yeah, just redundancy basically is the answer. Alright, so I've taken that drain from the evaporation pan that sits underneath the air conditioning unit, and I've plumbed it to the sump box. So in a boat, the showers, the drain is so low, it's usually below the water line, so it goes to a box. And in that box, it's like a foot by 4 or 5 inches tall, and there'll be a sump pump and a float switch, so when you take a shower, it drains down here and then it pumps it overboard. And I've gone ahead and plumbed our air conditioner to that as well, because before it was just dumping in the bilge and it made our bilge all wet. So this will help first step towards the dry bilge. Electrical. Got two 2 wires we gotta hook up right here. One goes to the pump relay box. That turns on the pump when the air conditioner turns on. If the pump's not already running, it activates the pump. And this one is just power to the actual unit itself. And they're usually just a hot, a neutral, and then a ground. So pump goes here, and then line 1, line 2, and then ground will go. Ground goes right there. Just turned our ball valve back on, our through hole, so we'll get water to the AC. We'll turn on our breakers.
There it goes. There it goes. Water's.
So you can already see it's already condensating. It's already got water on it. So that'll drip down in the pan and go out that drain and drain to our sump. I'm really glad we did that because that's been a big, one of our issues that we didn't like about the boat was that it didn't drain. I'm not ready for those yet, Carter.
Just checking.
I'm really happy with the install. I think it looks pretty clean for what we had to work with. You like it, babe?
Mm-hmm, very much.
Real important to always keep your filters here clean. If this thing ever ices over, it's because you're not getting good airflow, and if it ever gives you an HP code, it's because you're not getting enough water flow. And you got to clean out the sea strainer and maybe do a flush. But there we go. That's our install of our 16,000 BTU Dometic air conditioner.
I never doubted Chris for a second. I knew it'd work perfect. First time installed, no problem. I did have an injury. I did slice my toe open, so I got to do some gauze, Neosporin, and all the things. But other than that, ACs are awesome, working great. Ducks are great. Kids are happy.
Can you feel how cold it is?
I never doubted you, babe.